Hey, it's Nathan with the Nathan Bangs Group over here at Keller Williams Realty, and I have a topic that I've been wanting to cover with you guys for a few weeks now, and I think it's timely to making a decision on when you want to sell your property or whether you should keep it as your homestead property as a rental. So we all want to, capture that American dream of owning rental property because it's part of your 401k, your IRA, your retirement plan, that you would love to be able to have an investment portfolio of real estate. And obviously it's very hard to invest in real estate when you're a W-2 and you got a day job. So what better strategy than it is to take the home that you're in, you already have equity built into it, you turn around and say, hey Nathan, I'd like to go buy a new home, but I'm going to hang on to my homestead property as a rental property. But the thing is, you made that decision. You're golden. You didn't ask me the question, is it a good idea? To you, it's a great idea. So let's go over the conversation. Let me know. What do you guys think below? Is it a good idea? Is it a good strategy? Would you want to hang on to your rental property, your homestead property as a rental property? Let me know what you think in the comment section. So here my take on the discussion, right? You never bought that property as an investment property. You bought it with the intent of living there. That is your emotional, you're connected to it. That is where you're living in that property. You didn't buy it to make money on it. You bought that property because your family wanted to be there, because you fell in love with it. There was emotion. When it comes to investment property, there's no emotion. It is strictly numbers. So let's get to the numbers. So the challenge that people do, and this is just basic math, is that someone will say to me, well, Nathan, I noticed that it rents, let's do a number, for $2,000 a month, and my mortgage with my taxes, well, I'm at $1,800, so I'm making $200. Well, any entrepreneur will tell you that you're not making anything on the gross conversation. So what you want to do is you want to have a net conversation. You want to have a conversation about what is the real math that we're looking at, okay? So you're looking at your basic conversation as principal, the interest, the taxes, and the insurance. But what adjusts in that conversation? The homestead property has a locked-in tax rate. Well, if you've been there 5, 10, 15, 20 years, your taxes are really, really low. What you want to do is you want to have a conversation about what is the tax rate going to look like when you unhomestead it. So you may be paying $2,500 in taxes, and a year later you're at $5,000. So there's $200 a month increase. So if you're saying your bills are $1,800 and the rent goes for $2,000, I just found $200. You're even. Okay, well then call up your insurance carrier and ask them if they're okay with you having the same insurance policy as your primary homestead. Your liability is going to change because little Johnny's going to take a spin on your ceiling fan and jump off that balcony, and he's going to crack his head, and you're going to owe somebody a new kid. So you want to adjust that liability insurance. Let's call that an extra $50 to $100, right? So then you also want to take a look at the fact that your accountant is going to want to get involved. So you're going to want to speak to an attorney, accountant, and your insurance broker to make sure that it's the right decision, because your insurance broker is going to make sure you have the right liability for a rental property. It's different. You're not suing yourself, right? Then you're going to want to have a conversation with your not your insurance carrier, sorry, your mortgage broker, right? Because on your new property, you may need to have it rented, or you need to have it sold because of your debt to income ratio. So it makes a difference. You're not just going to be able to carry that debt with the other debt. And again, that's your lender conversation. I'm able to help you find a renter. It's also one of those discussions that, do we do property management? I think property managers are a waste of time and a waste of money. They take 10% of your cut and they do absolutely nothing. They don't do anything, so you're better off just getting a home warranty added to it. Well, right there, $600, right, over 12. One thing that no one ever factors in is what's called deferred maintenance and vacancy rate. So what are they? Do you know what a vacancy rate is? Do you know what deferred maintenance is? Well, if you told me to rent it out, right? Well, the tenant is not in there for 12 months, and then another one's 12 months, and another one's 12 months. It's 12 months, and then there's probably a month or two of gap. Who pays the mortgage, the electric, the HOA fees, the CDD fees, the insurance fee, the principal, the interest, all that fun stuff in that gap? Well, if you said it's a $2,000 a month payment, but you have a 12-year lease, what happens in that 1 month? Now you're dividing $2,000 by 12. You just added another $200 to your number because it's going to be vacant. every single rotation of the tenant. Deferred maintenance. I break up deferred maintenance into two topics. One, deferred maintenance is your roof. How old's your home? Is your home 13, 14, 15 years old, and then all of a sudden you rent it out for 3 or 4 years? Well, guess what you just bought? A new roof. Did you make enough money on the equity, the return, the investment to turn around and pay for the $15,000 roof, but you only profited $15,000? Terrible idea, right? So deferred maintenance has to do with a lot of the things on the inside. Do you have hardwood floors that the tenant's going to destroy? Do you have really nice appliances that the tenant's going to destroy? Remember, this was your homestead. You bought this to live there. All your nice things will be destroyed. So when they move out and you're going to have to come in and fix everything up, again, it goes into deferred maintenance. Let's pick another 10%. So all of a sudden, you said you were at $1,800 all in with a $2,000 rent. I just finished the conversation at $2,400 with $2,000 rent. I just lost you $5,000, and that's before you hired a real estate professional to find a tenant that cost 10% or 1 month's rent. So it's literally going to cost you $2,600 a month in order to hold that property as a rental that collects $2,000 in rent. So before you decide to keep that homestead, the final person I want you to think about is the accounting conversation, because you're depreciating the asset. But you know what your accountant also does? You know what the law allows? When you sell your property, it's tax-free. When you turn it into an investment property, if you haven't lived in it 2 of the last 5 years, you just charged yourself taxes. So you're going to want to talk to your accountant, because you all of a sudden turn it from a homestead to an investment property. You just taxed yourself in a few years. So think about it. Any follow-up questions, like, share, comment, let me know what you think. I've been wanting to talk about this one for a while. So any questions you have, let's discuss it. But my recommendation is, while we're in the bubble, I wouldn't hold on to it if you're really interested in getting into investment properties. And let's buy right. You ever hear the expression, you made your money when you bought it? Your homestead, you didn't make your money when you bought it. You bought it with emotion. If not, let's go buy it right. So this is Nathan with Nathan Bangs Group over at Keller Williams. Any questions you have, reach out, comment, like, share it with your friends. Talk to you soon, and Merry Christmas.